अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाजरीन एंड वेलकम टू लेट्स टॉक। मैं हूं सबा, आपकी होस्ट। हमारी ज़िंदगी में हम मुश्किलातों का सामना तो करते ही हैं। हम कुछ सोच रहे होते हैं और कुछ और ही हो जाता है। हमारे प्लान्स कुछ होते हैं लेकिन ज़िंदगी में वो प्लान्स कभी नहीं हम कंप्लीट कर सकते हैं। हमारी आज की मेहमान के साथ कुछ ऐसा ही हुआ। उन्होंने अपनी शादी बहुत ही अरमानों के साथ की, लेकिन उनके साथ एक बहुत बड़ा धोखा हुआ। 3 महीनों में उन्होंने वो सहा है जो कुछ लोग अपनी पूरी ज़िंदगी नहीं सहते। फिर भी उन्होंने एक ज़रिया निकाला आगे बढ़ने का अपनी ज़िंदगी में। आए देखते हैं उनकी कुछ झलकियाँ। पहले
Actually, in the month of January, my husband abandoned me just after 3 months of marriage, and it happened so sudden. I was not informed, and just one fine day I got the call from him from the plane that he's going and he's never coming back. I went through a shock, a huge shock, and for a few days I could not believe it, and I started getting sick. At the first week, I can say I lost about 4 kgs, and I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, and I had absolutely no idea why and how this has happened. At first, she did not even want to see my face, and she had actually said it, that she doesn't want to see me. And after his father announced and said that he has accepted me, well, the family had no other choice. The head of the family had said that he had accepted me, so she had to show that she's accepted. One day, not even a day, in one minute call, one second call, my future went down the drain, and I had absolutely nothing else to dream of. From the day that I moved to my home, and the first night I was shocked that he asked me to sleep on the sofa, because my mom is sleeping next to me on the bed. Once we had a fight, and we used to have a lot of fights due to his mom being there. And anyways, we were newly married, so I think it's a little bit natural to have some argues, plus between 2 different cultures, until we get used to each other and learn. And he has actually asked me to go and apologize to my mom. And I didn't even speak to his mom, It was, we had to argue, me and him, and he's like, go and apologize to my mom. And when I went and I called his mom to apologize, she turned her face on me. And in front of me, she told him, you know what? If you had got a girl from our caste, she would never ever treat you like this.
वेलकम बैक नाजरीन। आपने देखा पेगा की कुछ झलकियाँ और उनकी कहानी। आए मिलते हैं उनसे। पेगा, थैंक्स यू फॉर बीइंग ऑन आवर शो। Tell me, when did your problems first start?
Okay, the problem was actually from the beginning that his mother was not agreeing to even see me before the proposal. And he had to call his father to come down to Dubai to actually propose me. And his father spoke to my father, and before that his mother was just not ready to even see me. And we even planned it in a way that let's say I unexpectedly bumped into them in a center just for him to show me to his mother. Otherwise, in any other way, if we wanted to arrange it, she would not be ready to see me.
Did she attend your marriage?
Well, yes, she did. We did not have the wedding party. We were supposed to have it, but he left before we do the wedding party. But then when we did the court registrations, yes, she was there.
She was there. And from the start, you felt a hostility from her towards you?
Yes, it was. Even though I don't know, I helped her so much. She was sick, and her daughter wasn't here, and I took her to the gynecologist and all around. But
so what actually
like
happened? One day he called you and he said he's leaving.
Well, one day he dropped me to work in the morning, and we had breakfast together as normal. And he asked me, "Do you have the home key?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "You should always carry one. It's very important." And he gave me the key, and I was kind of surprised. It was the first time. And the whole day I was calling him from office. He was giving me excuses that he's very busy. He's very, very busy, and he was actually writing in his language like, "Janu, I'm so busy, I will call you back." And when he called me back, actually, finally, he called me back. He was in the aeroplane, and at the minute that the plane wanted to take off, he just called and said, "You know what? Hell with you, I'm leaving."
And you never expected it?
I mean, I was with him having a very romantic breakfast, and I had a very romantic, I cooked his favorite food the night before it. We were so extremely romantic with each other.
But you were having all these problems. Like you said, his mother-in-law, his mother
Yes,
was there.
she was.
He was sleeping
she was.
in different rooms.
Of course, at the first 10 days, that's how it happened. And well, after I really complained, and my family complained that, okay, well, she's the bride, and she has to, of course, be with her husband. Well, we shifted, but from there, this hate started. She started, okay, she never liked me anyway, but it just got more. And
so how did that make you feel?
Well, I was getting so depressed slowly. What I would do is I never ever disrespected her, because I knew that my husband is really, really attached to her, to his mother. So indirectly, without even me noticing it, I was getting aggressive, and I was taking this aggression out on my husband, and I was feeling depressed. I was feeling lost, and after some time I didn't even feel like working in my own home, like decorating it anymore, or because I was feeling like it's not my home, and I'm not the lady of the home, and I'm not in charge. Sometimes I was even feeling I'm something extra there.
And you were doing a lot of the work at home, you told us?
Well, yes, it wasn't easy to set up the home, and we had a very beautiful home, small but very, very beautiful. I really, really worked so hard to decorate it, and in a way, like it was with the design, everything was a designer piece. And well, before his mother comes to the home, and when he came back, everybody was shocked seeing the home, that it looked so nice and beautiful and so complete.
Yeah.
That
नाज़रीन, हम बात कर रहे हैं पैगा से। हम ये अपनी कहानी बता रही हैं कि जब इनकी शादी हुई तो इनकी मदर इन लॉ उनके साथ रहने आई और इनको बहुत बुरी तरीके से ट्रीट किया, और ये कैसे डिप्रेशन में चली गई उसके बाद, और कैसे एक दिन उनके हस्बैंड ने इनको फ़ोन किया और कहा कि बस मैं इनको छोड़ के जा रहा हूँ. And he told you, I'm leaving you. Did he give you an explanation?
No, he didn't. He just said, I'm leaving and I'm never coming back. Oh, by the way, he had given me just enough money for cab that day to come back. So when he handed over the key to me, and he's like, by the way, have this with you.
So he'd been planning it from the start?
I came to know that it's been planned 1 month before the date.
And that 1 month he behaved normally with you?
Then 1 month he behaved extremely romantic with me, and he showed me that everything has changed. Before that, we used to have fights, lots of fights, and I can say 90% of it because of his mother.
So actually, you were feeling really good about your marriage. So you were not
even. The last 1 month, yes, that's what the shocking point that brought the extreme depression. That he acted extremely romantic. Even we even made plans that when he wants to drop his mother back, and he will come back, and we will start a life just 2 of us. We will move our home to so-and-so area, and like I have a dog, he will bring a home from my dog from India because it costs better and they make it there. You know, until even the details was discussed about what we're going to do.
तो वो आपके साथ सब ये सारे plans बना रहे थे, पेगा के साथ सब plans बना रहे थे आखिरी मिनट तक. So all your expectations were really high.
Exactly. I mean, the minute that I got this call, first I was not believing it, and my manager was there when I got the phone call, and in fact it was my manager who dropped me to airport. I ran to airport. I ran after him.
Right.
When I reached the airport, the plane I saw that the plane has already taken off.
Right. Has he contacted you since then? Have you tried to be in touch with him?
Well, he's back in Dubai now.
Right. And how did you actually cope afterwards? What was it that you went through physically, mentally?
Well, I can say first I would not believe it, and I went to the airport, and then I was trying to convince myself, no, he's in Dubai, he's somewhere around, he just wants to scare me, maybe he wants to just, you know, punish me because I said I cannot live with your mother. And I tried to convince myself. And a friend of mine picked me up from the airport, and when I reached home, and I just switched on the, you know, tried to switch on the light, and I saw like there is no electricity. And I went down to the watchman, and the watchman is like, your husband came with someone from Diva to cut the electricity, and everything is cleared. So I came to know.
So he completely just abandoned you, cut off the electricity. How did you then?
1 week before he had already paid the electricity and cleared it, and because it takes them 1 week to come and cut.
And then how did you feel physically? You were saying you were depressed. You felt like.
Yeah.
What did you do?
You know, it was so shocking that I can say I almost went crazy. I was almost going mental when I entered the home and I saw this situation, and I saw everything is just a mess on the floor. Even the balcony door was open. The home was freezing in darkness, and we had a small parakeet, and she was just shivering, sitting in a corner.
Were you working?
Yes,
you did have a job,
but I lost it because of this.
Right.
I lost it because of this, because of the shock that I went through. So I couldn't cry. It was so shocking that I could not even cry, you know, and
you didn't actually realize.
I was not, you know, as if like I had lost all my senses. I was in a total shock. Right. So when my mom was she had gone on a trip to.
We'll just come back and carry on the conversation. नाज़रीन, हम बातें कर रहे हैं पेगा से. उनके मियाँ ने उनको एक दिन अचानक बस बिल्कुल छोड़ दिया. What she went through, ये बिल्कुल शॉक में चली गई, बिल्कुल अकेले थी. वापस आएंगे और बातें करेंगे और मिलेंगे डॉक्टर जोशी से. Do stay with us. वेलकम बैक नाजरीन. हम बातें कर रहे थे पेगा से, हु वाज टेलिंग अस कि उनकी ज़िंदगी में कैसे उनके मियाँ ने उनको एकदम छोड़ दिया और उन पे क्या गुजरी उसके बाद. और नाउ वी हैव बीन जॉइंड विद बाय डॉक्टर जोशी. थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर बीइंग ऑन आवर शो. यू आर अ न्यूमरोलॉजिस्ट, जेमोलॉजिस्ट, अ होम्योपैथ, and you have been the one who's actually helped Pega. And we'd love to get into that conversation and see कि आपने क्या किया उनको मदद करने के लिए. लेकिन Pega, हमें ये बताएं, tell us. You were at a very low point in your life, right?
Exactly.
You went into the apartment, it was dark, empty, there was no electricity. You were in shock.
I was in a huge shock, physically and mentally, actually. And, you know, I was feeling lost, I can say mentally, because all your future plan is with your, you know, for example, was done, as I told you, we had planned everything. And suddenly it went down the drain, and I had nothing to dream of anymore.
And so you went into a great depression.
A very great depression that I actually had. I was seeing doctors before I see Dr. Pankaj, and they were trying to just help me with medicines, and that's all they could do, and it would just make me sleepy. I would sleep and I would not feel anything. But that wasn't the way. It wouldn't bring me back to myself.
So then how did you come across Dr. Joshi?
A colleague of mine actually introduced Dr. Joshi to me, and
how long after?
It wasn't long after. It was like I can say it was after 1 month.
1 month. So Dr. Joshi, जब Pega आपके पास आई, तो how did you analyze a problem? Tell us a little bit about how you helped her.
First, I took her date of birth, and I calculated on the basis of the date of birth and the name. And she told me each and every details of whatever the problem is. And accordingly, I gave her the color therapy, the gem therapy, that is the emerald she is wearing right now, and especially the meditation process, which helped her to get rid of the problem. That is the problem of depression.
तो ये आप न्यूमरोलॉजी प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, इसकी क्या बेसिस है?
बेसिस है न्यूमरोलॉजी इज बेसिकली द साइंस ऑफ नंबर्स. तो टोटली आपके डेट ऑफ बर्थ और नाम के कैलकुलेशन पे होता है सब. If you give your date of birth and number, I calculate. And we come to know about the problem.
What is the concept behind it? Why does it work? Why does that work?
It works because from the cradle to the grave, that is right from the beginning of your life till the very end, you are connected with a special number. And if that positive number comes in your life, it acts positively. If you are under the influence of any negative number, then you are under the influence of negative things.
तो जब आपको क्या पता चला कि Pega was under the influence of a negative number?
Yeah, negative number.
तो
Then to get rid of that negative number, I suggested some color therapy and this emerald she is wearing right now and meditation.
And color therapy क्या होती है?
Color therapy मतलब जैसे कुछ number unlucky हैं. For example, इनका 6 number unlucky था. तो that is related to white color. तो वो avoid करने के लिए बताया. फिर green color is lucky for her, तो emerald पहनने के लिए बताया.
तो आपने कल ये gemology and color therapy are linked.
Color therapy, gem therapy is connected with each other.
Right. तो gemology का क्या? What is the basis behind
gemology
that?
gemstones हैं. मतलब हर gemstone आपका क्या होता है normally जो body है अपनी, it is composed of the 7 colors. तो कभी कोई color अपनी body में नहीं होता. So due to that deficiency कुछ ना कुछ problem आती है, mental as well as physical. To get rid of that problem, we have to use any of the colors. जैसे 7 gemstones हैं primarily. तो वो color से आपका जो deficit है वो equal हो जाता है, nullify हो जाता है.
आपने Pega को क्या recommend किया कि ये emerald पहने?
Emerald for depression. Emerald is especially recommended for depression.
And did that help you?
A lot, unbelievably. Actually, as I said, I had gone to so many doctors, and I was still crying. And it happened that once I had gone even to Etisalat to, you know, just change the SIM card, without any reason, I just fainted. I was in that stage physically. I just fainted.
And so from the time you started wearing the emerald,
from the time that I started visiting Dr. Pankaj, he really took it out of me, and which others had not done that. He really took you know, what I was feeling out of me, and he listened to me, and